Cool, we are back. Let's see if we can get another 35. Probably won't stream for too long today. And again, not really too fussed about getting this time this week. But it would be nice to get it before the end of February. There we go, another 85 pipe. Yeah, about mid 36 pace run. Yeah, I did have quite a big slowdown at the top. Hey Alex, welcome to the stream. I am indeed British, as you said, British. And I'm indeed struggling on this level, but to be honest, I don't really expect to get anywhere today, but if I can just get a couple of 35s. I got one earlier on stream, so if I can get another one, that'd be quite good for today's progress. But just experimenting with a new route, really. Facing a bunch of 36s at least. And yeah, each of these runs have quite noticeable mistakes still. Still haven't ironed out this top route yet. But no, this is looking like the much harder sort of big brother of 2-4 34, which I got this time last year. Because I can't just take the bottom route, because it's a bit slower on this level to take the bottom route. So I've got to brave it with this top route, which is a lot more difficult, but has the potential to be a lot faster on both levels, to be honest. But it literally requires a very lucky run, so we'll see. Yeah, see, that's stuck, it's just not going to cut it. You just need to find a way to avoid that if possible. So whereas a character like Luigi would come in handy, but of course I only do runs of Toad, so that's out of the question. And either way, Toad's probably faster throughout the rest of the level than Luigi, so... keep getting that little glitch at the start, which is fun. Yeah, I really shouldn't be missing that first flip boost, it should be pretty free. Well, that's slow, that's even slower. And this is a dead run. Nice. Right, is this still somehow an 80? It was almost an 84. That's quite funny. That was literally the worst start ever, and it was almost good enough for like 36 pace. Nice. Straight into the wall. another really slow slope boost. I'll laugh if it's enough for 85 though. Nah, probably not. Okay, that's somehow it is. Windows acting freaky. Is that on your computer or on mine? Is my stream acting funny or is it just your computer? Hey Gunimba, welcome back. Just in time for another mid 36. I had the most shocking looking 85 pipe entry though. I'm telling you, some of these 85 pipe entries, like I think at this point I've even had ones which have had missed ground pounds and they're still 85. And it's still only the 586 pipe entries, which is quite funny. I would say, yeah, I would say an 86 pipe entries is about as hard as a 3-6 fill box on 6-1. And of course this top section is then, I would say, probably is about as hard as the ending on 6-1 to be honest. So when you put the 2 and 2 together you basically get a grind which is very similar to 6-156 but just a bit tighter. So if I get a run which is as good as the run I got on the 6-156 then in theory that should definitely be enough for 34. Oh, you mean my computer? Yeah, I'm just because I'm using my I can mute that up if you want. But I'm using, you know, I'll just do that. Just change it quickly. If that's annoying you a lot, it's because I am using a Switch controller on my PC, and I have to keep reconnecting it because because it keeps disconnecting every few minutes. So what I just do, I just reset it between every run, just so it won't run out. It won't disconnect randomly in the middle of one of my attempts, because if I don't do it for like 3-4 minutes, then sometimes it just disconnects. So that way you won't hear it now. I'll only hear it in my headphones, because I've switched my audio output to my laptop. But yeah, I kind of forgot you guys could hear that through stream, so I've changed that up for you, if it was frustrating. But I'm kind of used to it now, because I have to listen to it all the time on my grinds. So yeah, whenever I die, I'll just reset the controller. Yeah, tell me if the sound's still there, but it should just be coming through my headphones now. And then I'm streaming the game audio through the computer speakers. Right, let's see if I can camera this. I mean, that's not bad. Like, this could technically be, what was this, an 83 pipe? Depends what. 83 it was. I kind of just want to see if I can get a... I just kind of want a perfect upstairs, just so I can sort of clip it. I know what I'm going after. I mean, I just can't land that slope boost too consistently. I effectively need at least 3 or 4 slope boosts to go my way in order to get this 34, which is easier said than done. And that's really simplifying the level, to be honest. There's a lot of moving parts. So I do think it is going to be my top one. And I'll probably place it there. I'll probably place it where 2-4 was meant to initially be placed. Before Luigi Master got it in an hour. Because you can't really choose this, you just need, like, you do actually need like a really good start. And then the mid, like the bit from the pipe is a lot more difficult. So I don't think he can cheese this one in an hour, but I wouldn't be surprised. If anyone's gonna cheese it, it'll be him. Alright. Nice. I'll take that. Ooh. There you go. I think that's my first proof that... Yeah, that's probably my best ending. Even better than the 35s earlier, just because I was 3 seconds off pace exactly there, and I got the 37. So if I get one of my best starts, and I get that, I think that's a 34. Again, yeah, I think it's still had a tiny bit of a slowdown, but it had all of the bits right. How long did it take him to get 35? He rates 35 higher than I do. That's the only reason why it's still 94 tier and not 93 tier. You look at his list, he rates his 35 above 2-3, which is why I found it so strange that he hates on 2-4 34. Like, Luigi must will do some weird like things, like say 10-1 35's like in his top 45 or something, and then say that 2-4 34 is outside his top 30, implying that they're both similar in difficulty. But I can tell you for a fact, 10-1 35 is not that hard. Like, any 2-6 can do it. I think it took him longer than an hour. I would hazard a guess that it did, because otherwise he wouldn't rate it as highly as he did. Especially because normally, as a rule of thumb, unless he really finds it a lot harder than I did, he won't increase its rating where I put it. So if I put a level somewhere, even if he takes like an hour or two, he will normally keep the rating the same as me, or make it easier. That was one of the only levels where he's made it like harder. And there's been aces like 1-5, I think he did it as well. 8-3, he said was harder than I put it. And he also did the same on 4-4. Those are like the 3 examples where like he's actually looked at my ratings and said, hang on, I think you're being a bit harsh on them. Okay, I just got that completely wrong. That was my face. But I think it is quite funny. I'm pretty sure it would have taken him longer than an hour. But that's the thing, like, it's the same with like quite a few of us as well. Like, when he was going for 10-6, it took him 9 hours to get the 43, it took him 4 hours to get the 42. So it just really depends. And I've had lots of cases before where, like, you know, it takes me forever to like get 1 second away from the time, and then once I get it, stuff starts to click. I mean, case in point, my 5-6 grind, right? I did not get a 28 on that level until like 18 hours in. And then I got the 27 like 2 hours after. Same on my 7-5. 66 took me like 17 hours. And it took me like another 5 to get the 65. Once you start finishing runs, it gets a lot more consistent. And what you normally find is, like, especially on a lot of my grinds, I'm almost like a second faster than what I need to be before I finally get the time. Which is why it's nice to know that I think 33 is, I wouldn't say confirmed possible, but if you get like a really high 486 pipe and like a perfect upstairs section, I reckon 33 is now possible. But as I was saying earlier, it would be the hardest thing we know is possible. Yeah, that's quite slow. No, he wasn't. I don't think he was holding a 27, because he did it in response. He did it in response to you saying it was top 1. It was the same with the 8-4 stuff as well. I need to actually, you might be worth, I might ask him as well how long like 8-4 36 and stuff like that took him, and 5-6 27. But to be honest, I'm not so fussed about that, because enough of us have done those levels that we know that the ratings for those are accurate. Like, I am, like 5-6 27 is probably one of my most confident tiers, like levels I've tiered in my top 10. Like, I know it's my number 9. Like, there's no real argument for it being above. There's no argument at all, in my opinion, for it to be above 11-6 44. I think, you know, there's a clear gap there. But I also think there's a clear gap between that and 6-6 43. And then the only thing which is a bit debatable is whether or not that new time I got in January, 10-5 60, is better or worse than 5-6, but I've rated it similar, or like slightly below. So I'm really confident on like some of these older times. I think you've done enough on 8-4 that we know it's accurately rated. Now you've got the 35 as well. You know, sort of weighted around that top 15s area, around 9-5 38 difficulty. The hard strat was... It's not necessarily consistent for him. I'm not gonna lie. Again, it took me a long time to figure it out. But it's that strat at the beginning, because you get to reset so quickly, it's probably once... I was getting it as frequently once every 5 minutes, once every 10 minutes towards the end. But that was only, even then, that was only because I was playing out a lot of runs just because I was trying to practice the ending. But I kind of worked out how the ending works. Once you're able to like do camera minute down, it's a lot more consistent. So in the last few hours of my grind, I started doing camera minute down and my consistency went through the roof. And I got like a few more paces to the end because I'm pretty sure like when I got by 29 or 30, 28 on that level, like I only had really finished about 4 or 5 runs in that 20 hours I'd done it. But in the last couple of hours, I was finishing a lot more runs, or at least like getting, you know, getting the initial boost, but like just not getting the panels to flip my way. So that was the main issue, because you needed to almost hope that the panels were like gonna face the direction you wanted. So it really depended on your jump pattern. Oh gosh, that is... Again, I'm still really pacing 86 pipes, which is a bit worrying, but again, I'm not really too fussed about that this stream. I'm just trying to practice this top section still. The main thing I want to get is... Yeah, I want to see if I can get as little bonk as possible on this, so that I only need to do 1 long jump, or preferably even 0 long jumps, to maintain the speed. And then if I can get the boost on that wheel, that's what I want to really nail down, because that's where the key to 34 is going to be. But yeah, that 37 I got about 5 minutes ago, that's, in my opinion, that was definitely 34 pace if I get an 86 pipe. So yeah, see if I can get some 35 from here. Nah, no boost. If I throw in an edge crouch though, and I've lost all speed. Yeah, that's like a mid 36. But not enough speed to get the slope boost. It'd be nice to get my first, like, 10 final pipe. I haven't got that on this level yet. Of course I got like tons of them on 2-4, but it's going to be a bit harder on this level. That's a good start. This is definitely 35able even with the old route. And then I threw it away. Yeah. Setting up that slope boost is quite annoying on the top route. I'm semi-consistent now. After a while though, I just begin to like lock in on certain levels. Like 6-1 was like, it got to the point where I was getting like 364 boxes like almost every run. And that was really hard to pull off. Speaking of, almost pulled off a 16 pipe there. But yeah, I think I almost had like 364 boxes towards the end of the grind on 6-1. It was almost like the most insane run ever. Almost skipped to 55. I reckon if I got the start I got on my best ever start might have actually been enough for 55 with that ending. But like that ending was faster than anything I'd ever seen before. It was like a 1 in a million for me. So like to combine both of them together, you know, you're looking at like 11-6 43 levels of difficulty, and I'm just not prepared for that at the moment. Especially not on a level like 6-1. Like I've just been like looking back on like my, because of course I said I was going to do that, you know, IL progression for like my top 10. And to be honest, my top ones have not really changed outside of 4 levels for like the last 3 years. Especially when you factor in like what used to actually like, when you factor in like historic top ones for me, it's even less variance. Like, you know, it's like only 3-3, let's have a quick look at something. It's only like 3-3, 11-6, 9-5, and 1-1, and Champions Road, which have been, alright, cool. No, but there's only those 5 levels which are like, which have ever been my top ones. Like, for the last, well, since 2021 anyway. I think retroactively, 1-251, and potentially even 9-538, no, 9-542, I think they're now my top ones from like 2020. Because I used to think for the longest time it was 3-360. But I think I've retroactively changed that a bit. And then, to be honest, I think all three of those times I mentioned are all 80 tier. So it just really depends. So it could be that 3-360 still is the best out of the three of them, but they're all very similar. They were definitely my top 3 runs from 2020. But I was looking back at like what I used to rate in my top 10, and it was really strange. I didn't actually acknowledge that 9-542, considering that was the level which I had the most competition on. And was the one where like I had to beat out Yandema, Luigi Master. I had that strangely rated like in my top 30 rather than my top 3 for the longest time. I mean, my ratings back then were just weird. You should just rate stuff wherever the hell I wanted, but it's just like, it's kind of funny like seeing how I used to rate certain times and how they've held up in comparison. Right. Yeah, it's cool that you got those 2 runs in your playlist now. What was the top one before what? Oh, you mean my top ones? 7-7 would have never been the top one for me. I've never been good at that level. If you're talking about global, it depends. Oh yeah, I also found you know how I do the breakdown for like each of the times faster and slower? That's how I sort of do the rating. It's slightly different to what I actually rate, because I have like a historic top 10s list for me which dates back to 2021, where like every like month I'll basically look at my playlist and just select the top 10 runs. But I also have like a sheet which has the, like all of those ratings for like the peripheral times as well, dating back to, I would say, I think it dates back to like December 2020 or something, if I'm not mistaken. Or actually no, it might be like, I think it's November 2021. And yeah, I've actually been looking at that recently. It's quite funny because when you actually look at the ratings of like in that like big table rather than what I actually rated on my playlist as the top 10, because again I only really started using the formula probably back in 2023. And before then I was kind of just doing it by vibes. If everything was the same tier, like I would just kind of say, okay, I think that 2-436 is harder than, you know, 1-335. And it kind of got to the point where like I used to have everything in the same tier and I would just kind of do it on vibes. But if you actually look at the formula back then, it's kind of funny because quite a few levels, like 4-353, which I historically like underrated quite a lot, actually was a lot higher than what I initially rated it, even like with the old rating systems from back then, which is quite cool to look back on. I think it was rated 84 back when the system only used to go up to like 85, 86. So I think it was acknowledged as like my top 5 rather than my top 7, which was quite cool. So I mean, again, when I'm doing the progression, I've got that all in a spreadsheet now. When I'm going through the progression grid, I'll literally go through like each month, and I think it's got like a combined, you know, like sorted leaderboard for like all 100 times on all the levels, all the way dating back all the way to November. So I managed to like source that now, which is quite an interesting find. So I'll probably use that alongside just, you know, my top 10 progression sort of list I have separately as well. I think both kind of paint a picture of like the runs at the time. And it's also quite funny just seeing like what we used to think the limits were back then. Anyway, let's have a look at your question again. 5-7 and others. I mean, it depends if you're talking about, you know, what we rated top 1 at the time, or as of the ratings right now, what the top 1 history would have been if we accurately rated stuff at the time. In which case, pretty much the top 1 history from when we all started playing properly, which was like early 2023. I mean, going into 2023, the best rated run would have been 3-356 still. And that was the run I had rated as top 1 at the time. I think closely followed by... Actually, no, I think 6-646 is a few tiers below. So it would have been 3-356. Then it would have been... We would have skipped 3 tiers in one go. Actually, no, we would have jumped 1 tier to get to... This was in January 2023. We got to 8-584, because that's 92 tier. So that's 1 tier higher than 3-356. Then in February 2024, we jumped 2 tiers in one go to 9-539. That was then kind of beaten by 1-246, which is also 94 tier, but it's a lot harder. It is harder in my opinion. Like, we have swapped them back and forth, but I think the consensus is 1-246. Even so, the 44s are possible, would still be harder than 9-539. So that was the next one. Then that would have been blocked by like 5-740, which is 95 tier. Of course, initially that was rated below 9-5 and then 1-2, but of course now we know that the 40 was probably the top one back then. And then the next top one would have been 1-137, which came just after that. So again, this was all kind of in the same run, and that was the first 96 tier. So again, we literally jumped 2 tiers in the matter of a month. And then that was then beaten by 7-741, which is the higher 96 tier. And then that wasn't beaten until... I don't know, we still don't really know anything about 6-749, because it's an off-screen, like, you playing blindly level. But if it's still top 18, which, again, I'm comfortable putting it that high just because I don't think anyone else can touch that time apart from maybe Brandy, which is why if Brandy was to come at this category and do that level, we would actually know how hard that level really is, but none of us are good at blind levels like that. So we can't really rate stuff like 8-Castle and 6-7 accurately. But I guess that would have been the next top one and the first 97 tier. I mean, if it gets fraud checked, though, that 6-7 isn't as hard as Luigi Master's been saying. Because, I mean, Luigi Master's still rating it above 9-5 on this playlist. He's really glazing the hell out of it, considering it's a 2023 time. Which, I mean, I don't blame him. It's the closest we got to, like, tying a world record with this category. But it's kind of hard to gauge, because, like, the movement itself isn't hard. It's the fact he's played it off-screen, which is hard. Like, I mean, if I could see the level, I could probably tie the 49 really quickly. And I mean, in the past, I think I've got like 40 seconds when I removed the auto-scroll level from that level. But again, of course, the 49 has to wait for the auto-scroll in certain places. So, I mean, it's not a fair comparison. But, like, when you can actually see where you're going, like, but the 49 isn't hard. Like, the movement itself. So, I am kind of hesitant rating it top 1. But if we're not going to include that, the first 97 would have actually been 11-644, which I got in December, which is kind of funny because I feel if I got it, I mean, it wouldn't even be a debate if I got it without that, like, sort of wall grind right at the end, because that saved 0.6 seconds. I think even now it would be rated like 98 tier or like in the top 10 if I didn't have that ending, because like getting a 368 box, which I only ever did 3 times on that 61-hour grind, I still think that's like the hardest split on any level to get. I think getting a 368 box alone on 11-6 is harder than getting 44. That's my hot take, but because 44 can now be gotten with like really slow, like you don't even need a 474 door. Like you can get it on a 473 door, as my 44 showed. So I now think that because in order to get a 468 box, you need like a like almost a perfect 474 door. So like it's so hard to get. I think that alone is top 10, like a top 10 achievement. Like it is probably my best feat, apart from probably that new 6-1 run, because I think, you know, getting a mid 56 like that is arguably 98 or 99 tier. Like, it's arguably top 8 or top 7. But of course, the time itself is only top 16, which is fun, because there is a lot of leeway on it. Which is why it would have been nice to get, you know, a 55. But yeah, anyway, after 11-6 or, you know, 6-7, whatever run you would count as top 1 entering into 2024, yeah, it would have been 1-2 still being top 1. 1-2 44, because that's, again, we initially thought it was 99 tier, but I think in hindsight, you've sort of proven it's closer to being a 98 tier sort of run. But that still would have been the first 98 tier, and then of course, that would have been replaced by 5-7, first 99 tier, which would have been replaced by 7-4 49, which is again a bit much higher 99 tier, and then ultimately that would mean the current top 1 would be 1-3 33, which makes sense because, like, you know, in the past, like, it's very rare for like, you know, even if we think it's top 1 for like months, like 1-1 37 used to be considered like top 1 for like 5 months. When it eventually, once people start tying it, we kind of realize that, okay, we have improved to the point that there have been levels harder since then, but we just sort of look at these older times with like rose tinted glasses. So I think that might happen to 5-7 as well. I honestly, it's hard to say. I don't really want to go for 5-7 39 at the moment, because it doesn't really mean anything to me. I'd much rather my own top 1, like, and get my own videos back in that global top 50 playlist. But I kind of feel, looking at what you've shown me on your runs, because I know my endings weren't that good, but it was a lot more consistent than you. I reckon with what you've shown me you can do at the start, I reckon I could get it in about 10 hours, 15 hours. No, probably about 20 hours for 5-7 39. I reckon it's, you know, it will be my top 1, but it's not going to be like much harder than a grind like this, for example. So I think top 6 could potentially be accurate with what you've shown me, but at the same time, I still get the argument for it being the top 1. Like, you're taking over 60 hours on it. Rad's run was still incredibly clean. Yeah, it only had 1 boost, but like, I remember watching that run, I was like, yeah, damn, this is like just as good as Luigi Masters 39. Whereas Luigi Masters 1-3 33 looked disgusting, like, in comparison to yours. Which is why I'm kind of tentative putting 1-3 back as top 1. Because it kind of means that there's not really any standout times in the category at the moment. Which I guess is good, because it means that there's times like, you know... Would I go for 30? No, because again, I'll be the 4th person to get it. Like, it would just be like me going for 2-3 again, when I was the 4th person to get it. And yeah, it'll be my top 1, but it's not... At that point, enough people have got it, and... I don't know. It would be interesting to have a 4-way tie in the top 5, top 6, but... Do I really want that? Like, especially once it be if it's actually demoted outside top 1, then there's like no incentive for me to go for it. I'd much rather get my own top 1. You know, I like to untie stuff. I don't like tying stuff necessarily. It's more exciting when you don't really know if it's possible. That's true, but like, I just look at it and I don't know how it's a 33 Gloom, but my 1-3 34 had a much better incline than his 33. I'm gonna just spit it out there. Like, I look back on my 1-3 34 incline, and I'd say it's actually, I think you might have more speed, but I think my 34 incline is cleaner than both of your inclines. Because like, I had that was what, a 25-hour grind for me, maybe 30, and I'd never ever had a descent anywhere near that clean. Because I just took a much, like, I didn't hesitate once. Every single jump was like much tight, so I filled in some of the Luigi Masters jumps as well. I honestly feel like that climb, with the endings that you and Luigi Master are doing now, that climb was probably good enough for 33. And I kind of felt it at the time as well. Because I had the most shocking ending. It was still a 372 box, wasn't it? But no, I do agree. Like, both of your runs are 46 frame. Like, it would make sense for it to be top 1. but I just like Luigi Master's run doesn't look like a top 1, whereas yours does. Like when I initially saw your run, that's why I put it as top 1. But the only reason why I dropped it is because Luigi Master literally had a weird looking ass run, and he said himself that it was top 2, so I kind of just took his word for it. Right, let's try. See if I can get a 44 from this, because that will prove that. Because this is like exactly 10 seconds slower than my fastest entrance. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, if I get a perfect edge boost like that, yeah, and this is only good enough for 35. Nice. But if I get a perfect edge boost like that, I bonk into that wall. If that was just placed slightly further away, then I get a lot more speed. It's interesting though. I reckon this could be a 1990 though, but it'll be the entry level 1990 run. Like it'll be easier than 3-1 and 5-7. But I reckon it'll be top 7, top 8 if I get this. Thanks for the good luck. Perfect edge crouch angle. Oh, do you mean on that top section? I don't really need an edge crouch for 34. If I get the slope boost, it's better. And I'll have too much speed to go for an edge crouch anyway. I just need any 86 pipe, to be honest, and then a perfect upstairs. I've had a few runs today which if I got the necessary endings, that if I had like a mid 86, then I reckon it would have 34'd. Slow. Oh my gosh, let's get the star. Anyway, good to see you, Rad. But I think the stuff you're showing us on 5-7 Galloomba, like, it's really clean still. Like, that run, which was a mid-39, don't knock it. Like, that's probably like a 100 level run. It's just, as you said, it's not getting a high 39 anymore, it's getting a mid-39. Which is why we might have to reevaluate where 39 is. What's this? Is this a 35 again? Seemed pretty slow. No speed out the pipe, lol. Let's just not do that on a 34 pace. I just need a completely clean upstairs, but that's just close to impossible. At least I'm getting some like consistent high 85 pipes now. Then I get an 84, lol. So if I can 35 from this, then I definitely know 33 is possible as well. So we'll see. But yeah, 2-4 or 10-133. I think they're both going to be rated the same tier, to be honest, because you have to do the exact same strats for both. But yeah, 10-134 is definitely a lot harder than 2-4-34. And I think both 33s on those levels would be, you know, probably the hardest theoretical time I can think of at the moment. Probably up there with stuff like 7-147 and, you know, probably above the likes of 5-738. You know, if this category still lives on, maybe 2026 we see some 33s on these levels. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, nice. I can't angle that to avoid that bonk. You're missing 29 normal ILs and 3 toad. Damn, you've got all but 3 toad ILs. Gosh, just imagine if you were on the Wii U doing toad ILs instead of the Switch. You could add a full times page. Because I think Galloomba and Rad still only have about half their times page completed. And so I have seen the progress you've made on your times page, Rad. It has not gone unnoticed. 6-237, other times like that. Really nice looking times page now. I'll have to see what your projected summer times is. Last time I checked, it was around the 152 mark, so only about 2 minutes off mine. And even that's only coming because of like certain levels. I mean, Galumba's is still like 156, but he needs to go back on levels like 10-3, which you need to go back on as well. Love to see an Untied there. But no, Galumba needs to also go 8-castle with me, improve his time. I mean, how is this 35 pace? Like, this is not... No, actually, no, it's 36. And no speed out the pipe. Nice. Getting some nice, you know, 9 pipes. As you do. Next stage is getting the 10 pipes, and the next stage is getting the 34. So, making decentish progress today. I love how I can literally ground pound now and still get like 85 and 84 pipes. But no, I still keep choking the 86s. That's a lot more consistent now. That's nice. If I can't, that's a good backup if I don't get the slope boost. That's very nice. And this could be a mid 36. No, yeah, probably about a high 36 with an 84 pipe. And it was a mid-low 84 pipe as well. Yeah. I think that's good enough, like, if I get a really good start, to potentially start to challenge 34. This is kind of the run I need. Oh my gosh. I'm actually getting quite close to piecing it together in 2 runs now. That's a bit slow, that's the problem. And it's just getting that slope boost. Good luck with that. I hope you can get 1-111 and Champions Road 115 as well. Consistently enter a horizontal pipe without the smoke particles. Horizontal? What pipe are you talking about? You're gonna have to tell me what level. Because I don't know what you mean by horizontal pipe, and I don't really know what you mean by smoke particles. Can you talk about the Wii U? Because horizontal is like the opposite of vertical, right? So you're entering side on. So you're talking about like the end of 1-2. You're what? So something. Oh, so you're talking about the vertical pipe. At the end of this level. Yeah, cool. Because I'm assuming that's what determines whether or not. Wii U, oh, it's to do with, that's a good question, because we get the same, it's basically the same as the 1-2 start, isn't it? Like, you know, what gives you speed at that? So it could be something to do with the particles. My rule of thumb is the speed you enter the pipe, you know, even on like the vertical ones like that, if I've got a lot of speed entering it, I normally back myself to have the speed coming out. It's normally, if you have a slight bonk, you know, you've got slow speed going in, you kind of know, okay, you're probably not going to get speed going out. I mean, again, like, how is this pace? Yeah, my god, that was definitely a 35, but I told it. Good luck with that, Toadmaster. As I said, it's a shame you never managed to play this game, because I reckon you would have done serious damage on quite a lot of these levels. Like you, Brandy the Master, Mario Master with the 3 guys, which would have been a really good addition to this category, I feel. And of course, with you being the Toadmaster, this category is built for you. But it's nice to see that you 3 are having fun on the Switch equivalent. I still haven't seen your what was that level you said you did? Was it 5-523? You still haven't uploaded that, Galumba. Well, I wouldn't say everyone, but I'm definitely waiting on it because I made you the video. But no, good luck with that. It'll be really cool to see it. Also, Brandy's going for the 126 on the Wii U as well, so that'll be cool. So we should hopefully have both Champions Row records tied soon. (1-111) would be quite cool as well, if it can actually happen. Just because it would be really funny. Galumba, you ever gonna go back to 5-514? Oh, itemless. That was so dumb. Oh my days. If that ever happens. Yeah, I mean, 10X is probably possible. Like, it's the Switch. Like, there's not a single match time on the Switch. I wouldn't be surprised if 9-4-1's possible. Like, it'd be like some dumb strat which we haven't discovered yet on the Switch, which makes it even faster. Yeah, of course, if you get the 39, you've got to post that tonight. That'd be huge. But it would be nice to see you, like, fill out your challenge page like Rads after the 39. Because at that point, you'll have the top 2 runs. Well, I say top 2. Of course, you are hell-bent on getting 5-7 dropped. And I don't think you quite understand the way the rating system works. If I drop it a tier, it doesn't drop to top 2 Galumba. Like, it doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, with how I'm objectively trying to do these, like, tiers, it will drop to 6th. Which I think is a big drop. Personally. But it's whether or not I drop anything else a tier to reflect that. And right now, I don't know. I think 10-255 is really underrated by LM. He puts it like 7th or 8th. And I think it's at least a top 3, top 5 run. Potentially even top 3. Like, that run is like stupid tricky. You hate the Switch version. If you hate the Switch version, why do you only play the Switch version, bro? Play Wii U. Yeah, just don't tell LM it's possible, you might go for it. But to be honest, Luigi Master doesn't like Switch ILs enough to actually go for untieds anymore. The only time he does Switch ILs is when somebody takes his sweep for like a day, and he will just go back and tie them. But he doesn't actually actively go after levels anymore on the Switch, so don't worry, you're safe. Like, he's not going to go for 115. He's more likely, if anything, to come back to this category and go for like some random untied. Yeah, hopefully, if Rad can keep building his times page, because that's looking really good at the moment. Again, I'll double check after this stream, but I think that, you know, projected sum of times is looking like a 151 or a 152 at the moment, which is really solid. So if Rad keeps building up his times page, gets that 10-334 as well at some point, because that'll be huge. And then, I guess, yeah, we can all kind of just improve our general time page, because I'm going to probably spend March just improving my times page down to a really low 1/50. And of course, I'll do that by working on 8-Castle and 11-2, which I'm not looking forward to. But yeah, we can maybe all build our times page up, and then we can all kind of work on our separate top one, I'll call them verification, so to speak, you know, new levels. God, 3rd frame 15 is rough, bro. Sorry about that. I still remember that. And when it's 3rd frame, it basically is 1st frame, because you do get a couple of frames leeway, because we've established that frame 49 is possible. Yeah, I agree. 10-3 is going to happen. If I can get the start going, I do want to look at 6-642, because I do think my endings and my middle section are probably the fastest of the 3 of us, on the 43s. But of course, your starts are just a lot. Like, I think you're the best overall on that level. Luigi Monster's got the best starts, and I've got the best ends. So if I can just get LM's starts, then I think I'm good for 42. Again, 6-155 would have been the top one, but I can't will myself to go back to that level anymore. In my opinion, I've got what is pretty much the perfect run on that level. I mean, no doubt 55's out there, and I probably have some, like, a sob which is 55 now, but yeah, I'm just leaving that grind as is, because that was in a really good run, and I'm really going to struggle to beat that. 19th frame. And then again, I don't know, maybe 5-626 is a potential top 1 for me. Yeah, feel free to link it here, Galoomba. I think you can link it, because you're a mod. But yeah, Toe Masters is definitely possible. That's pretty impressive, yeah. As I said, I think you're the best overall on that level. And I now, especially with all the controversy about like what is top 1 and what isn't, I think what you guys have now kind of, I say you guys both, but Galoomba is taking a long time to get 5-7. But no, I think what you definitely proved by getting that in 30 hours is that it's not as broken of a time as we all thought. Because for the longest time, I was rating a lot of projected top 1s as top 2s instead of top 1s, because Luigi Master was basically saying how much better 5-7 was than everything else, which I kind of bought into a bit. But I'm now confident to say stuff like 6-642, what other levels, like, 6-155, they would be top 1s, I think. Whereas before, I would have probably rated them just below 5-739. How hard do you find 2-332 now, Galoomba? Because I know you've got quite a lot of them now. You've started adding extra edge crouches. Would you still say it's 95 tier? Like as hard as 5-740, a tier above 1-246 and 9-539, that sort of stuff. Because I'm quite interested, because I still got it like as my, I think it's just outside my top 20 now, 2-3. I'm just wondering if I'm overrating it a bit. Because the problem is, if I drop it to... I mean, there was a point where we did have stuff like 2-533 and... what else? 10-135, quite funnily enough. We did have... And 1-576. We did have them rated above for like a few months earlier this year. But, yeah. Galoomba almost got this a year ago, Toe Master, by the way. Like, he almost got the 14 a year ago. But, yeah, I don't blame you for not wanting to go back. I'll tell you what, though. What one of you guys should definitely do. I'm surprised that nobody's gone for 7-5 toe glitchless on Switch. Because, like, that time of mine is not good, and it stood for, like, 4 years. And I know it's not technically glitchy, so I use a few crouch jumps, but, like, to be honest, even use crouch jumps at this point, I just want somebody to beat it. I just want somebody to beat it, because it's my only, like, untied on Switch, and I don't like it. I personally think it wouldn't even be in my top 100 Wii U runs. Oh, my controller disconnected, nice. That's why I have to keep resetting it. Let's enter on a low 16 and see if I can 54 it. The answer is no, this is going to be like a 9 pipe. Got the speed though, so I'm going to get enough speed out the pipe. Or not. Yeah, 80 out of 110 would be really impressive, because I think I'm only like... I think on this category I'm only like 60 at the moment, or 65 out of 110, which is not the best look. Well, I mean, I have tried to focus on a lot of untieds on this category, rather than like the easy ties. Oh, the cave section. Yeah, I know what you mean. I have had the same idea. Like throwing in an edge crouch up top. It could work. I think 31 would be huge. I can't see that, like, even if I drop the 32 a tier, I still can't see, like, 31 being any less than 101 tier. I currently have it, like, something ridiculous. I currently have it at, like, 103. I think it's probably not that hard. I think it's probably a 101 or a 102, but it's easily clear of anything we have at the moment. I can't see it being any less than top 1. No speed. Yeah, I get the same problem when trying to dupe my 2-332. It's good to know you've only got a couple of dupes though, because I still have never duped that time before, and I've actually come back to that level quite a few times. So, because I do sometimes test times like that to see if they still hold up, and yeah, I still think 2-3 holds up. I think retroactively it was my top 1. And like, you know, a former top 3. Just slow. Do I get speed though? No. It's not frame perfect. I wouldn't be surprised if 13's possible. But no, it would be definitely one of the best itemless times in the game, for sure. There's no such thing as a frame perfect or max time on the Switch. Like, that's always been my take. Wii U, maybe 1 or 2 times maxed. Switch, maybe even then, like, you know, if we pull out the TAS, I'm sure a lot of the Wii times which we thought were maxed would not be maxed. The only time which is definitely maxed is probably 9-42. And even then, again, I would not be surprised if there's something really dumb which is found in some years. But, like, again, all the times on the Switch are maxed. There's not a single max time. I don't think. It's just impossible to max a category which literally, like, multiplies speed. I think an early 388 will do it. I'm pretty sure we can get 2 endings on Wii U, so I wouldn't be surprised if we can get 2 endings on Switch. Is that true? Yeah, do you remember we get 2 endings on 5-3, 5-5-31 now, don't we? I'm not mistaken with that, or is it 3 endings? I can't remember. I think it's 2 endings. Okay, that's a bit weird. I don't know, what other times do you reckon we can go for as top 1s on this category? I'll tell you what my next top 1's going to be after this. Actually, I know I've thrown around 6-6, 1-136, you know, I've thrown times around like that, 5-6, 26, 11-6, 43. The time which is most likely going to be my top 1 after this, and a time which I think would fall... Well, it was initially going to be top 6, but with what you're doing to 5-7, will probably now be a top 5. I want to go for 9-252. I reckon that'll be a top 5, and I'm going to probably do that after this grind. I think that's going to be my next big grind, and it'll be like another 99 tier, but maybe slightly higher up than this. So if this is like top 7, top 8, I reckon the 9-256 will be like a top, you know. Ironically, I think when I initially made that like 3D Land modded level, it was like, you know, I had like different colors, and like, you know, Galoombra, and I had like different levels which were going to be certain places. Of course, the brown one was 10-642. I got that. I think one of the blue ones was 6-656, and I've got that. But one of them was 9-252, and I think I put it as top 4, top 5 at the time, and I still think it would be. No, you Toadmaster, get Wii U ILs, Toad. I've already got Toad runs. Like, as I said, beat my 7-554. Like, it's been record for 4 years. I've got enough runs on with Toad on Switch. But, yeah. Wouldn't be needed as much if you could keep speed. Trust me, Galoombra, the Switch, I hate on the Switch a lot, but it not keeping speed is one of the better things about that game. If you can keep speed, that game would be even more stupid than it currently is. I don't want to see the ending of, like, you know, I don't want to see 3-18. I'm sorry, like, the 11's bad enough. You don't need a 2 ending on a Switch. Like, no. It would not make the game better at all. Not in my opinion. The game's too fast to keep speed. It literally just become, like, ridiculous at some point. I mean, Wii U, I understand, like, you know. But yeah. I mean, most levels are just one big section now, Galoombra, though. That's the point. Like, even levels like 2-3 are just one section on the Switch, pretty much. The only Switch levels which are multiple sections still are the ones with like the doors, like 11-6 and 3-3. Those are the levels I like the most, the ones with like multiple different sections. Nice. It's not good though, it's just not good. Like, if I rated it in my top 50, it wouldn't be there. It would not be there. Like, the run is as good as... I mean, I used to say 7-570 on Wii U was better than 7-554 on Switch. I wouldn't go that far. But my 68 is definitely better than my 54. And of course, the record now is 64. So, like, really, you can get a 49 on that level. Like, there's no reason why 7-549 is not a thing on Switch. Because I was pacing 52 back in 2021. And I was rubbish back then. Like, that was before I got 3-359 and stuff. So, like, you know, if I was pacing that back then, there's no reason why that time should still be around. It's not good. Like, my 7-565 is, like, 100 times better. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's my best time on Switch. But that doesn't mean anything. I haven't got any good times on Switch. Like, my next best time on Switch is probably something like an 11-634. Which has been beaten by like 5 seconds. Yeah, but Ray's has got a faster start. He's found a way to do the start faster than me. I mean, I think he tried it and he got like a 56 when he was attempting it. But yeah, the start is cooked. But yeah, the rest of it is not. As I said, I was pacing 52s. But that was like my only real proper grind on Switch. It was the only level I actually preferred on Switch for a while than Wii U. But now I prefer the Wii U version on that level as well because, you know, of the new strat. That's another level I could potentially go to. It wouldn't be my top 1, it would be like a top 2 at the moment, or maybe even a top 4 by the time I get to it. 7-564 does appeal to me. But again, there's only so many levels I want to do because I do want to... I know I've said it the last 2 years, but I do want to get out from this game at some point. Like, you'll be here later, you've got schoolwork to do. Good luck with that. Thanks for dropping by. Always a pleasure to have you in the stream. But yeah, I'm working hard at the moment. I mean, yeah, I've got a lot of things going on in terms of sport. So that's why I'm not doing these streams that much. And like, I don't want to be doing this game much longer. I do want to just... But I want to have like a good times page before I leave. And my times page is really good at the moment. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm the happiest I've ever been with my top 10. Like, just because none of those times are top 10 doesn't take away anything from my top 10. I think, you know, having 10-560 be the entry point to my top 10 Like, it's stats. Like, don't get me wrong. But, I don't know. Again, I want it to be a bit stronger before I go, but at the same time, I just don't want to be here forever. Just want to grow up at some point. Oh my days, what's that? But like, yeah, 10-560 is my current entry point in the top 10. And I just think it's a lot stronger now. Especially now with 6-156, you know. I don't think there's a single time in my top 10 which is weak. Whereas before I used to be able to point to 1-137, 6-643, and I was like, yeah, these times are quite old now. You know. Back when like 8-148 used to mill around my top 10 as well. All those times are now like, you know, my 11th to 14th best times, and my top 10 is now looking a lot stronger because of it, which is good. You've got a powerful editing plan. Okay, go for it. But I'll give you a challenge. Limit yourself to a 1-minute intro. See if you can pull it off, mate. I'm sure you can, but try to limit yourself to actually maybe a 2-minute intro if you want. But like, just be careful. Just be careful with like 3-minute intros again. That's pretty cool though. I am waiting to see that. I want to see you use your like a font which you're gonna stick with, and a font which like defines you as you. Like when I want to see your times on the global top 50, I want to see, okay, that's a Galumba font now. You know, because I really like some of your fonts you use on like 7-7, 11-3, 5-4. Like those videos are class. But then I know it was like a CapCut only font, but you know, I don't know, maybe you can find another font which is like just as striking. Oh, nice, that's good, that's good. I don't have to worry anymore. Yeah, I mean, my longest is, until 10-6 I hadn't really gone over a minute 20, or a minute. The 3-354 one, which again I'm not going to release until I want to leave, that is 1 minute 53, I think. No, 1 minute 56. But that's the only time I'd ever touch close to 2 minutes. Apart from maybe the 10-6 one, but that one was like, oh, that was like admitting defeat from that like year-long battle to stopping sweeping, so that's why I made it a bit longer as well. And I don't know, it just didn't feel like a minute and a half, because like it's quite a slow-paced song. So it's the same with the 3-3 one. Like, I don't want to spoil the song too much, but it's very much a similar vibe to the 57, but just, in my opinion, an even better song, and a way better edit. Like, it's not really close. And it's crazy because I made the edit almost 2 years ago now. But it is just, I haven't had to touch it. Like, I kind of spent like 4 or 5 days on it, which is why it's so good. But yeah. Well, that's how you know it's a good edit. If you made it like way before you actually get the time. So if you already got it pre-made, then that's, yeah, I know it's good, because it's the same with my 3-3 edit. Like, I had it pre-made for like over a year before I got the run. Well, I think LM's responding to me on Discord. I just have to check what his grind times were on certain levels, because it will help me piece together. I also told him that, well, I told him that we think 38 is possible. So I had to justify a reason that we're even thinking about moving 5-7 down now. Oh, it's not him. It's just another server. Nice. Oh, you had it in your head since... Okay, that makes sense. I just read that as you had it planned. But, like, if you got it in your head still, like, you know... Like, I kind of know what I'm going to do for this edit. I'm thinking of, like, a similar kind of song to... It's kind of like... It's by the same artist as the one I used for 2-3. And it's a similar kind of edit like, yeah, I got quite a nice edit plans for this. Like, if it is actually my top one, it'll probably be like a top one progression kind of edit, where like I kind of go through each of like the levels which are my top one, and like, you know, a bit like your 1-2, but like a bit of a sort of slower vibe to it. Your 1-245 edit. But like, I'll go through like the tiers, because again, of course, this is meant to be my first 99 tier run. Like, long bloody last. Only the 4th person to get a 99 tier run in a 4-person category. Yeah, Effervescence. The song is called Lacrimosa, which is the same. Well, it's a remake of Mozart's Lacrimosa, and I've already used like one. It's not quite how you spell it, but if you go on my 2-3 vid, like, it will take you directly to their channel because it's copyrighted, lol. But yeah, the song is Lacrimosa, which is another like parody, like not parody, but like, you know, a remix of the. Wait, is it? No, it's Mozart, Lacrimosa, and of course I used I used another Lacrimosa remix on My Champion's Road, but this one is a lot different to that. Like, it sounds like a completely different song, because I wouldn't want to overlap songs. But yeah, if you wanted to listen to the song beforehand, that's probably the song I'll use when I get this time. Effervescence Lacrimosa. Even so, I have got a lot of others. I have got like 5 or 6 other songs lined up for like other levels, which I've recently added to like my song playlist. So that could, I don't know, maybe some unlisted levels can get that treatment. A bit like the 3-664, which was actually a pretty good edit, to be honest. Quite like that. To date though, it's actually my top 10 edits still. My favourite unlisted edit I've ever made was 3-331. I actually think it was a banger edit. But yeah, I'm just thinking I might have to cut out the first 20 seconds because the drop's about 1:30 in, and I kind of want the drop to be about 50 seconds in on this level. Like, it's not that important, even so it's a top one. So I was thinking of using that, and then yeah, a couple of unlisted edits for like just some peripheral times. I've got to be careful though, because I don't want to bring my times page too low, because I mean, I'm not expecting big things, but I want to go to 8-castle, 11-2, and then just see how close I get to the 150 barrier. I'm not expecting to break it with those 2 levels, even though I've got over a minute of time save combined across those 2. But if I can get within like 10-15 seconds, then it means I can do my last push to get 149. Oh, almost to 86. I can't believe I haven't got a single 86 this stream, but it is what it is. Oh, that was so slow. Well, here we go. Oh, that would have been an 86, but I had a really bad entry. Oh, this is too bad. It'd be funny if it's still like a. I don't think it's a 9 pipe. Yeah. Because that's. I think I still could have 36'd. Probably could have, but yeah, who cares? We only care about 34s here. Okay, this is actually some decent starts now. That would have been an 86 pipe if I actually know how to enter it. Francesca by Hosea. Interesting. I quite like Rad's song for 5-7 as well. It's a really good edit, that. I think he's rated it as his best edit. I would agree. Oh no, he hasn't. He's rated it second, sorry. But yeah, his New Year's edit was really good as well. So I do understand both of them being up there. As I said, like just out of like, just because I would be biased towards my own, I've never like rated your guys' like edits in like my alongside my top 10. But no, there's definitely, I think you guys are definitely a lot better now with them. I think we've all improved in terms of the stuff we're making. I mean, there's a lot of your runs I'll watch back. My fan favourite though of yours is still that 7-414, like 7-417 though. I don't know, because it's not like necessarily like this. Just my favourite. I think it's just how the whole thing fits together. Yeah, Rad's edit was very good. Rad's been cooking up some big edits recently. Okay, got the boost. Got the 9 pipe. It's going to be a 36. Oh, where's that slope boost? That was disgustingly bad. Not enough to play 35. That was bad though. What the hell? Oh. It'd be so cool if you can get 38 though. I don't think. I mean, unfortunately, the way it works is that you never really get those sort of type. What's going on there? Is the game frozen? Oh no! I just need to reset my controller. You make a lore about your edits. Nice. I think you said you were going to make the Switch progression video as well. So yeah, I'm going to do the world record sweep doc, and then I'll do the IL top 10 progression as a yeah, I'll do the top 10 progression as it's like set as a stream, and I reckon I'll divide that into 2 streams, probably 21 to 2023 and then 2024 and 2025. Actually no, probably not, because 2023 is a big year. It's probably when the most things happen, so I don't know. Okay, let's go. This is... Oh, it was paced for an 86. I mean, that's crazy. That's almost 85 and had a massive start. Not enough speed. Yeah, this will be my first top. If it stays as my top 1 and doesn't get rated down, this will be my first top 1, which isn't one of those 5 levels I listed. So 1-1, 11-6, Champions Road, 9-5, 3-3. My first non one of those levels since like 2020. Of course, there were times where I thought 1-3-34 was my top 1 and 2-4 34, but of course they got rated down. But I do think this would be my top 1. It is a lot harder than 34 on 2-4. I just can't spam the bottom section. We did the law just because he said your 3-130 is mid. Hot take, I think your 3-130 is 5 times better than your 29 edit. I really like that 30. I thought it was one of your best edits you made. I also preferred the thumbnail on the 30, and you know why I preferred the thumbnail on the 30. Because on the 29, you literally just used the 30 thumbnail, and you photoshopped 29 over it, and it triggered me. I thought your edit for 30 was really good. It was a lovely song. I mean, yeah, you throw in like the lyrics for a bit, but it kind of made sense. Like, you know, you kind of have to follow the lyrics on certain things. And it wasn't, like, that egregious in my opinion. I thought it worked. I thought it was a really good edit, that. And as I said, I thought it was a better edit than the 29. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still good, but like, yeah. How was that a 9 pipe? What the hell? Did I even have a good start? Nice. I might actually be getting close to a 10 pipe in this stream. I wasn't even focusing, and that's somehow like almost 35 pace. It's not actual 35 pace. As I get the glitchy start again. Nice. Let me see if I can get an 85 pipe with the glitch start. That'd be so stupid. Yeah, I can, because I actually get a good entry when I get a rubbish start. If this is a mid 35, I'm actually gonna laugh. No boost. Ooh, what's that? You're referring to your 33 com now, because they put an extra 3 on Mad's thing now. Okay. So what level is this? Oh, 3-1. What, back when you guys had 33? Lol. We used to glaze the hell out of that level. We used to think that 32 was like top 10. Then we thought that 31 was top 4. Then we thought 30 was top 4. And then we thought 29 was top 4. Like, it just perennially got placed as top 4. Every time it got beaten. 5-9 was another... No, 5-6 was another level we used to glaze the hell out of. I'm no joke. I was looking through the, like, the spreadsheet. We placed... I thought we placed 5-6... I always knew 5-6 29 was like top 3, top 4. Until eventually 27 happened. But we actually placed that for top... For top by, like, as a top 1. We placed that as a top 1 back in... Was it July? Like, just after 1-1 happened. You got 5-6 29, not that long after. And we rated it as top 1 for 5 days. I didn't even realise that. 5 days. So it was a top 1 longer than 5-6 28 was, which is funny. It's actually hilarious. Like, now that we know that 1-1 37 is almost as good as 5-6 27, yeah, we were rating the 29 as top 1. Oh, it's actually funny. But to be honest, like, it's understandable. Like, the 31 of mine was really good. And you basically got 30, which was quite difficult. And then 29... we thought was like godly, but it's funny that we rated that top 1 because I think retroactively it wouldn't even be top 10. I mean, I have it currently as 92 tier, which I think is quite generous. So I think that would put it roughly alongside 8-5 84, which I guess was borderline top 10, maybe just outside. 8-4 39 hasn't aged too well. What's funny is a lot of these levels which haven't aged well are ones which initially were rated really low, and then we thought, oh wow, they're really underrated, rate them really high, and then now looking back on them, we should have just kept them at their initial low rating. Like 6-2 37, we rated low. I then buffed it a bit because I found it hard. Then Luigi Master buffed it a ton when he got it, because he found it really hard. And then all of a sudden, we found that your initial estimate was probably the most accurate, because it's back down to 94 tier. Same with 8-4 39. Like, you used to think that was a really mid time. Like, you thought it was... I mean, you did your bulletproof edit, all of that stuff, but I don't think you really thought it was higher than, like, top 15, top 16. But I remember 8-4 39 stayed, like, the same position for such a long time. It was like unreal, like, because every time like I kept like keeping the level like the same tier when I was like demoting everything else around it. So I found it really hard to get. And then I think, yeah, in the end, once 36 happened, of course, we realised it was probably overrated all that time. And then, what other one? 5-5 33. Again, at the start, that was rated, like, I think it was always rated top 15. And then, to be honest, I think 5-5 33 was still rated top 3, top 15 for like almost a year after it was got. I'm pretty sure for the whole year it stayed like the same position as everything else was moving around it. And then we finally tied it, and then we started moving it down a bit. What else stayed at the same tier for like ridiculous amount of time before we kind of floor checked it. So yeah, that's why like, and that's kind of what I've been doing when I've like been revising like tiers for like older times. I kind of try to lean more into like, what did we initially think it was, rather than like what we eventually thought it was. Because that's kind of what ends up being more accurate. Because let's be real, we're going to rate it more accurately when it's fresh in our minds compared to like a year ago. And that we've seen that with like 1-137, 5-737, 5-7 39, stuff like that. You know, after a while, we kind of just think, oh, okay, it took LM 10 hours to get that back in the day. It must be a top 1 still. Whereas like, it was so long ago it was got that we don't really remember it as well. But if you compare like what, you know, it was initially getting compared against. For example, 5-740, you know, it was initially claimed as a top 3, you know, below 9-5 and 1-2. Like, that was its initial rating. So the fact that we had it, you know, 2 tiers clear of anything else at the time, kind of threw up a bit of a red flag for me. Like, okay, it probably wasn't that far ahead of its time. Like, you know, I think the only time ever, which is definitely way ahead of its time, is like 9-5 39. And even then, there's arguments to put it at 93 tier. Like, it's not a million miles better than 8-5 84 in opinion. Was I glazing the edit because it was a nostalgic song? Not gonna lie, I try not to rate based on edit bias, but it was such an edit. It was such an epic edit. Like, his 33 was so good. I'm not gonna lie. It was such a short intro, but the whole vibe of that run was goosebumps. And it probably did subconsciously mean I rated it quite highly. Again, I try to avoid that. That's why I try to use the tiering system to be as objective as possible. But yeah, there are certain cases like, you know, Cough Cough 3-3, where I will sometimes glaze it a bit because of like my nostalgia towards the level. But like, the way I see it is I'm only doing that because I know I'm better at that level. So like, if it takes me 6 hours to get 3-354, which, spoilers, it only took me 6 hours, I've now buffed that to my top 4. Well, I don't even care at this point. Like, I've got it, I moved it back up ahead of 8-5 82 and 10-6 42. Because I just think I'm that good at that level. Like, I'm sorry. Like, same with 9-5. Like, that's the only reason why it's still that high. I mean, I want to drop it a tier personally, but it's like my only, like, proper 98 on the board at the moment, which is still record. So, like, I'm kind of keeping it 98 tier for now. But yeah, oh my god, I need to watch that at 5-5 32. I've got to watch it again. Oh, it was goosebumps when I saw that. Because of course, I had 36. You then got the 35, which we thought was really good. You put it in C to He's so deluded. Bro, no, but like, like, LM is the opposite of cooking when it comes to tier lists. Like, if you've ever seen a good LM tier list, then you're lying, because there's no such thing. Like, he put 9-6 as a better level than 9-5, and at that point, I knew I could never trust any of his tier lists. When he's rating edits, when he's rating anything, you know, I have to trust him when he rates his runs, because he's the only guy good enough to get half the runs he gets, which is why we kind of need to find out how good 8-Castle, 7-4 really are, because we're just not good enough to know. on those levels, really. But, like, I kind of have to trust him there, but the rest of his tier list, like, come on, if he puts 9-6 above 9-5, unironically, I could not take his tier list seriously, like, at all. Like, it's one of his best edits. Like, I don't care if it's not a proper intro. He put the trash can edit above... What? He put the trash can edit, I think, above 4-453. Like, you know, I don't need to say anything. Like, there's just some takes where, like, you're just not cooking. Like, oh yeah, because, no, I never did. I never glazed it as we only glazed it. I was doubting it as soon as you got a 7-7. He glazed the hell out of that. But he was the one who stacked so many times up below that. Like, every time you get a ridiculous looking time, you would say it's top 2. And he's done the same with 5-7. The only thing is, though, 5-7 is really hard to get for you and Rad. Like, it's not like 1-1 where we got it really quickly and we fraud checked him. Like, 5-7 39 is hard. So, like, I don't say... I actually think it's still a case for it to be top 1. Even so, it probably will be demoted by the time you get all those edge boosts. But, like, you've had to find stuff new. 1-1 was literally just copy-paste his strat. Like, the box boost doesn't do anything. Like, I literally missed it during my 37 and I still got it. And it was like a 10-hour grind. Like, I was so reluctant to put that as my top 1. Like, even when we dropped it from top 1 to top 5, it was my top 1 apparently by a long way, and I did not think so. I thought there were some levels I'd already done which were harder. Yeah, he was glazing the hell out of it. Like, 7-7 41, he put below it, and that's when I knew it was like, you know, 2-second untide. And it was almost like every time you got a run which you said was top 1, he would beat it by a second and then say this is top 2 or top 3. So it meant he stacked times like 5-6 27, 8-4 36, which at the time was like the most ridiculous time ever. He stacked all these crazy looking times just below 1-1, and then he would say, oh, you know, and the only way that was working from my formula was if 1-1 was a completely different tier to everything else. So back then I had to put everything in 84 tier. That's why I had to create ratings 2.0, because literally because of 1-1 37. Because it was the only thing I could have in 85 tier. And basically all these other levels, which were way, way harder, if I put in 85 tier, would have automatically been top 1. So I had to put them in 84 tier, and I literally had about 30, 40 levels stacked in 84 tier. It was like the most bloated tier. It literally ran all the way from... I think it was like the whole 20... Like, yeah, before Ratings 2.0 came out, the whole of the top 20 was 84 tier, apart from 1-1. At one point. Like, it literally extended all the way down to, I think, 1-3 34, which was like top 15. So it was like the biggest tier. And so I literally had to separate it out in Ratings 2.0. I think I divided it into like 3 separate tiers, because I was like, come on, this is just ridiculous now. And then Ratings 3.0 came out because of Champions Road, to be honest. Because I kind of realised that I was stacking a bunch of stuff in the same tier on Champions Road and 8-Castle, because they're so long. Oh, you're not even the run itself. The edit is... Ugh. Like, LM has cooked some really good edits. That was not one of them. Like, that's why I was glad when it wasn't top 1 anymore. Oh my god, did you see his, he glazed the hell. When he was comparing them, like, side by side. The 5-7 41, which I still have in my top 15 edits, and he was saying how his 40 edit is a lot better. And I literally was like, what? Like, my 41 edit was... Oh, choked it. I'm gonna clip that though. I'm gonna clip that. That is... Okay, I'll go back to the conversation, but what the hell? I'm gonna watch back that's... Just give me 1 minute. Wow. That's like what a 33 would look like. Did I moon jump there? Yo! That's crazy. That's literally the strat on 1-5. Oh my god. What was that pipe entry? That was an 85 pipe. Damn, that could have been... Was it high? Was it a high 85? That could have been 34 pace. No, it was mid. It was mid. No, it wouldn't be good enough. Damn. Did you see that? Whoa, that was so sick. If I got the boost, that was definitely a low 35. That's crazy. You can't with his 5-7 takes. I can. Like, I think. Well, I mean, when it comes to the edit, though, oh my god, yeah, the edit was nowhere near. Like, I've already told you why I rate that 41 edit so highly. Like, I think, you know, I mean, I've recently dropped 41 down to 91 tier. Because, like, it's come to the point now where, like, 41, and again, it was because he got 40 so quickly, and I didn't want to admit that he'd basically beaten one of my best times. But I think initially it was rated as my top 8, and as soon as he got 40, as soon as he got 40, I dropped it to like my top 11, top 12. But, you know, it was just... Let's just get this run quick. But, like, yeah, the edit was so good, and it was because I used It Don't Matter. I think the song was like called It Doesn't Matter or something. But it was the song I was going to initially use in my 3-355. And I was willing to because it was my favorite song during 2020. I was actually going to use it as my 3-355 back when that was meant to be my final ever level. And like, it's not even like a dramatic song, it was just like such a good song. And I used it for my 5-7 41 because I decided, you know what, I'm going to use like a similar vibe to 3-5 57 for my final run instead. So that's why I used it on 5-7. It's the only time in this category I bopped him by 2 seconds. And it was such a good, I felt it was a great run. And it also proved him wrong. Because you think that 5-7 takes now are bad. Even worse than that edit. And saying that edit, his 40 was better than my 41 edit, which I think is a diabolical take. His worst ever take was when he was trying to weasel a 5-7 43 back in the top 5. I'm sorry, that was the worst take probably in this category's history. Like, it's not even close. Like, to put it into perspective, when he got the 5-7 43, again, I didn't really rate his runs along my side myself, my own runs back then, but I think I have the spreadsheet which showed what I rated a 43. I'm pretty sure I had it outside the top 10, which again, you know, I was probably being too harsh because it was one of his own times and he didn't have many of them. But like, it definitely, in my opinion, it wasn't even the best run back in 2021. And he was trying to shoehorn it back inside the top 5 in 2023 when we had runs which were 5-6 seconds quicker than 2021. Like, it was honestly the most diabolical take I've seen. I literally got 1-334, which like, you know, back when I rated 36, like the same level as a 43 on 5-7, or at least put 1-5, I put 1-335 miles ahead of what a 5-7 43 was. And he was trying to say that 5-7 43 was top 5, and he put it above my 1-3, and that's why I had to call him out on it. I was like, come on. You know, that is just oh my days. I can't remember his 6-2 edit, but it's 3-6. The background, I mean, the problem is the edit is so good that even with the backgrounds, like, it's still a top edit. But like, it's a bit like his 7-7 41. It was a great edit, but that background, what was he like? It's just basic color theory. You don't stick a bright as hell background against bright text. Like, you just can't do it. Like, and he did that in his 7-7, he did it in his 3-6, and it just, like, come on, man. Use a proper background. Like, in my opinion, the background should never be that, like, you know, that's why it's 1-1 edit as well. Like, you know, they just give you headaches. You just look at the background and it's just overpowering. Again, like, it's probably my own personal style, but I will never use a background which is, like, brighter than the text. Just as a rule I follow. Because you don't want the background to become the main focal attention point. Like, the whole point of the background is got back in the name. Like, come on. And he's literally painting rainbows on his 3-6 edit. But no, the 3-6 edit was goosebumps. Like, really good. I really like his 8-4 edit recently as well. They're like the memorable too. He's had some good ones, to be honest. If he turns the opacity on that down to 50%, then that background's cooking. But he had it full brightness, like, and he's got the most dramatic song of all time, and he's got a background which looks like, you know, it just did not fit the song. Like, yeah. But no, it was a really good edit, like, even so, he literally just took my voice out of the stream and used it out of context. Like, you know, it was still an amazing edit, like, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, he said the trash can edit used to be one of his best edits. It wasn't, but his 8-4 edit was cooking. Like, I've got to give it to him. That was really good. It's one of my favourite ones from him. To be honest, he was making it a lot because he was getting runs every day, so I understand that the quality is not going to be 100% there. There were some really good ones in that, though. What other ones do I watch a lot from him? I like his 10-2 edit. I really like his 10-2 edit. And again, I know you were talking earlier, oh, am I rating certain runs higher because I like the edits more? I mean, there's probably some sort of subconscious part there, but I honestly just think as well that 10-255 is still a top 5 time. Like, it's just really good. So I might actually put 10-255 above 7-4. But the problem is that would be acknowledging that it was a retroactive top 1. I don't know. I actually think it could have been. I think the progression could have actually gone, you know, 6-7, top 18, 1-2, top 8, to top 6 and 5-7, top 4, 7-4, and then I think, yeah, 10-2 could have been top 1 for a bit. It's very, like, I cannot stress this enough. Like, I have actually tried to beat 60 in the past, and I haven't been able to. And that's 60. Like, yeah, as soon as I land that keycoin skip, which he does, I can get a 57 quite easily. Maybe a 58. But, like, you know, that would still be, like, if I get 57, I currently have that rated, I think, 95, actually, which is about the same level as 4-4. I think that's accurate. You know, I think even getting within like 2-3 seconds of that time is insane. Yeah, that's fair play on changing the background's opacity. I mean, again, it's just personal preference, but like, I don't want, like, you know, a bright orange background against yellow text, which is what his 7-7 was. It just didn't make any sense. It's like me trying to like put a black text over like black background, like you're not gonna see it. Like, you know, you gotta have a contrast. Or you think you can match or beat the 55? I mean, if anyone can do it, it's you. You're like the 1-3 god, but like, I think it's top 3. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I think it's a top 3 time. I might actually find a way to change the parameters. Because right now it has like the exact same parameters as 7-4. Like, it's literally a joint top 3, but I think it's better. Honestly. Like, it's hard because like we're literally having to compare like 7-5 54 to like, you know, because it's such a similar kind of, you know, profile. We're almost having to compare like stuff like 7-5, no, 7-4 54 to like 10-2 60, and I think they're similar. Like, you know, I think every time within like that range is similar, and it comes down to like, you know, are they both max? No, I think 48 is possible. But I think, if anything, 48 might be easier than 10-2 54, unless you can prove me wrong. I don't see anything wrong with his 55. I think it's perfect. Like, I think it's such a good run. And it's like the hardest level in the game. Apart from 10-5. I'll probably keep streaming for another 5-10 minutes. Again, I'll just change it in the spreadsheet. I'm actually going to put 10-2. Yeah, I'm going to quickly put 10-2 above 7-4. I think it's a hot take, but I got to get his attention because it's not top 8 like he says it is. I think it's such a good run. Actually, no, okay, I see what it is. Yeah, okay, I've got it below 7-4 because I have 7-4 53 rated 92 tier and 10-2 59 rated 91 tier. That makes sense. That makes sense. But I don't know, is 10-2 54 harder than 7-2 7-4 58 48? I think it is. I think it is. I think it's a better run. I think it's closer to being maxed, and it's a harder level. Yeah, I'm gonna put this top 3 for now. Which says it was a rate. Again, I'm not gonna update on the YouTube playlist yet because I'm still trying to confirm whether or not we actually move 5-7 down. But that means that 1-3 will be top 1, Champions Road top 2. Again, he rates that 6th at the moment or something ridiculous. Like, he can't honestly tell me that he spends 11 hours or 10 hours getting it and that he rates it top 6. That makes no sense. And I think he still agreed with me that Champions Road was my top 1. So, like, I don't understand how he's then saying... Oh, I don't know. Damn, Bradley's apparently been spending 3 weeks on Champions Road for the Wii U, and he's on a 128. That's what I'm saying. Champions Road's it. Like, you know, 39 the terrible stairs. Should we just pull the trigger and put it top 6? Bro, you're like addicted to getting like your 3-1 is gonna stay as your top 2 forever. At this rate. Every time you get a time, it's like, oh, it's not as good as 3-1. 29. That's crazy. I had to move 1-2 below your 3-1, and now I'm moving this below your 3-1. Now I'm gonna put like, yeah, I think 10-2. I think it's cooking as a top 3. Maybe a top 4. I don't know. But like, have you seen LM? I guess he hasn't updated it since you've like got times in January, but he still has 1-2 as top 4. He has Champions Road as top 6, and then he has 10-2 as top 7 or something ridiculous. It's way better than that. Way better than that, in my opinion. It's such a good run. But nah, if you're actually gonna pull the trigger and say it's top 6, then rip Brad. I think his run's really good. But like, I don't know. I think you might be right. Like, there is an argument for some of the levels beneath it to be rated above. What it would mean as well is that literally anything which gets rated 100 tier will now be top 1. We'll get the pipe. We'll have a look at that in a second. I really want to get that skip now. I got early. That's actually so crazy now that it's possible. Oh, it was a 40, was it? Let's have a look. Just the terrible stairs. Let's have a look at them. 1, 2, 3 edge captures. Good speed. Is that close? Oh, it's a good ending. Oh, it's so close. Oh, yo, that's close. It's a really good ending though. At least you're more patient at the ending now. You just gotta wait a bit. Like, you gotta realize that you've gotta wait a tiny bit when you're at that speed. Good patience though. Now that's a lot better. Just need to get down one of the good stairs now. Damn. I need to get back in the stream because I've left it lol. Right, let's just open the stream back up. As I said, I'll probably do another 5-10 minutes. Cool. Back in the stream. Yeah, that was quite funny. That was definitely really close to 39. I wouldn't say it's terrible stairs, but like, you know, I know what you mean. It'd be funny if that was 39. It wasn't even necessarily your best start as well. I kind of hope you get like a run which is like my 6-1 where like you get like a mid 39. I think if you get anything lower than a 30th frame, like a 35th frame or something, I think it would be the best run in the category. But then yeah, it won't be the best time anymore, I guess. So even if we drop it to 99 tier, we're still implying that if you were to get, you know, because 38 would be 103 tier, if you get like a time which is a quarter of the way to 38 from 39, then we're applying it still 100 tier. We'll slide. Nah, you never want to hope that. I know you want to prove a point, but trust me, when you ever grind that long, you want it to look good. Like, if I had a terrible looking run on my 6-1, I would have been devastated. Right, let's do some of those. But no, you want it to look good. Like, trust me, I was over the moon when I got my 6-1, just because it was such a good run. And I prefer it like that. Like, yeah, there were times like 8-5, 83 where I got a mid, and I was like, come on, this is just ridiculous. Like, you know, but I think I'm at the point now where I just want my run to look as good as possible. I think ever since I got 11-644 and it looked like that, like really bad, I've just wanted all my runs. I'd much rather a mid time which looks, you know, really cooked than like a last frame but like the run's actually shambolic. So I think it's better proof, man, if you get a cracking run and it's a mid 39. That's the best proof to move it down to top 6. It'll actually be nuts though that 5-7 in the span of a day, if you do that, will go from being the top 1 in the game to being literally the entry level for 99 tier. Because currently 3-1's the entry level, but it'll be just below that. And then 1-3 is the entry level to 100 tier. And then 5-7, well, before today would have been like just your de facto top 1. But that's why I'm trying to get this time, because I think this will be the new entry to 99 tier. It'll be a nice little, you know, when people finally get good enough. And if we get more people in the category whose skills will eventually surpass ours, it's going to be a fun little 99 tier grind for them to do. I say fun, but you know what I mean. Nice. Alright, last 10 minutes. And call it a night. Made some decent progress today though, probably more than I thought I would. Like, I've had some endings which definitely could have been 34 with the right start. And of course I had that really weird occurrence, which I might just clip into its own separate run, because that was really cool. Bro, I really hope I get that on my 34. If I can get like a bonkless upstairs, that would look so cool. It'd be really hard for LM to tie. Come on, give me the boost. Improvement in the 9 pipe, that's crazy. 9 pipes are free. Slow start. Or not. No, slow. Good one. I still think your 1-244 looks really good, to be honest. For a top 8. I know you say it's like not, I guess it's your top 3, but I think there's still a case for it to be 99. But because what's funny is that, yeah, your 7-7 is like 30th frame, it's almost a mid. Which is why it's only rated top 9. Okay. Your pace looked good. I prefer the old 46s though, because they had more H characters. I guess you don't have enough. You got too much speed now. The old 46s used to be lit. My 46 was like mint. So many edge crouches. But like that start is so cooked now. You're pacing the cat suit. What the hell? On that level. Bro, and I literally glazed 1-237 to be like one of the best records of all time. I've asked LM to get 36 on it because I really want to see a new Catsuit top 1. It's quite hard to tell what the current Catsuit top 1 is because LM hasn't updated his top 50 playlist in like a year. But it was 11-636 as the top 1 last time I checked. I mean, pacing Catsuit on 1-3 is one thing, but 1-2... Yeah, 1-243 would definitely be top 1. Probably a 101 tier. That'd be an insane grind. I remember when 40, 50, 35 used to be the gold standard on the first 3 levels. So 36, 43, 33 will be done. Nice grandpa. I've got 420 lives, it wasn't to be, unfortunately. I'm gonna watch Luigi Masters 5-5 33 after the stream. Classic video. He's got 45 recently, which is cool. With another one of his times he's been improving. I think Rad's 45 is, if I'm not mistaken, because it's above 1-1 at least anyway, it would be his top. So yeah, 5-7, then 10-7. Yeah, it's above 6-6 as well. He's his top 3, which is quite cool. And of course 6-6 now is top 4. 1-1 is his top 5. His top, I don't think he's got any 95 rated times. Apart from 5-740, but that doesn't really count because he's got the 39. So I think his next batch of times would be 94 tier. Like his 6-2, like his 1-castle, stuff like that. I think all of his top 10 is now above 94 tier though, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to go back and make it. I think your top 10 caps out at something ridiculous now, like it's really strong. I think 2-1 is like your top 9. So I think something like that. There is a big drop off though between that and, oh yeah, I think your top 10 is now completely above 97 tier. So I think your top 10 caps out at that new 11-5 run you got. And I'm going to join you there soon because my top 8 currently caps out at 97 tier. Is that true? Right, your top 1 is 1-3. Let's have a quick look at your top 10. Because I've got a playlist for that. Galumba top 50. Yeah, your top 2 is 3-1, 1-2 is your top 3, 7-7 top 4, 3-6 top 5, 6-2 6, 9-5 7th, 8-4 8th, 4-2 9th, 2-1 is 10th now, and 11-5 is 11th. Wow. She got 11 times, which is 97 rated and above. I've got 8. And LM has... That's just a non-quarterly number. He's got 27, which are rated above 97. Wow. Yeah, I think 97 is definitely the gold standard. It used to be 96 tier, like, but now 97, I think, and above is the gold standard when it comes to runs. Of course, I've added 2 to my collection in the last few months, but yeah. Oh, I buffed it recently. It was 96 tier, mate. It would have been top 35 at the moment, or top 34, but I buffed it back to about top 22 or something. Because yeah, I don't know why I used to drop. I dropped it a low for at one point, for some reason. I think it's like a former top 3 now, according to the board. Oh no, former top 4. But you're right, potentially it could be... I mean, if you look at the current leaderboards, you'll see how I've rated it. Because yeah, I think my 35 is quite good. I have tried to get 33 a few times, but I just haven't got a run going. I think it's your oldest time still in your top 10. It's definitely your former top 1. Well, it might be set... Actually, I think it was set just after 9-5. And it's rated similar level to it. I just really want to get 9-5 outside my top 2, which is why I'm doing this. So let's have a look. We currently have 2-1 rated as 24th. So just below 10-6, 42. And you're right, I think we could probably buff it to 22nd. So just above 8-5. It was 45 hours, wasn't it? You said 30 to 45 hours. How long was 3-6? I thought you caped 3-6, or you talking about 62. How long was the 62 grind? Because I know you caped 63 because LM was annoyed about that. Yeah, I think I had it at 23rd, but I've recently buffed 3-3 back to top 20 because I think it fell to 25th. And and the reason why 3-3 got buffed is because I buffed 3-3 for 55 to 94 tier instead of 93 tier, so that pushed up the 54 to like a few spaces. $63 took 2 weeks. Wait, how, what? How many hours was that then? I thought 63 you caked it, because didn't LM take longer than you? Wasn't that the point? He was like moaning that you took less time than them. Was that the 64? I thought you got it way less time than them. And he took like 7 or 8 hours for the 63, that's what I remember. That's why you rated it so highly. Which is why the fact you're going for 61 is pretty stupid, but fair enough. If you want a guaranteed top 1, it should be that. Yeah, I don't think this is happening tonight. What's a shot? You got 63 before him, so you didn't like it. Bro. Even so, it took you like 10 times longer. The typical LM moment. Didn't like 10-2 either because of that. I mean 10-6. Bro, the amount of, like... Oh my days, the amount of nonsense I heard because it's RNG based. Like, that's the point. That's why it's a top 23. Like, even that I think is, like, you know, it took me 33 hours for a reason. Like, I don't think he understands. It's like he acts like I never paced it. Bro, I was getting 388 pipes boxes more consistently than him. I got at least 2,500 runs to the end. Maybe even 3,000 runs. The whole point of it being a hard level is because you don't just need to pace it, you need like the 1 in 1,000 luck to get the putty pattern. So it's the only level in the game which arguably I think rewards skill more than any other level in the game because it requires you to be so consistent that like 100% of your runs need to be on pace. Otherwise you're never going to get it. That's where the difficulty lies. It's the same reason why we glaze the hell out of 6-7 still. Because the difficulty lies with playing off screen. So, like, you know, that's why I think it's still, like, my top 6. And, like, it took him 6 hours or so. No, it took him 9 hours to get the 43, that's why. It took me 7, and he started moaning that I got luckier than him. And then he got the 42 in 4 hours, which is the biggest joke I've ever seen. But even a 4-hour grind should imply that it's like easily top 20. Yet he was so like adamant that it was bad. So I literally wanted to rate it like top 15. But I don't know. I'll tell you what, I'm really not sure about 10-2. I'm 10-5. I know that only really LM can do it because of the doors, but if anyone's able to mod out the doors too and play that level, that would be so interesting to see how that 60 holds up. Because I was like, it's not much faster than my 62 pace, but like I think that run was cooked. Like what? It's 46th frame, and that run looked completely cooked when I got that. You know, and like, yeah, I think 58 is possible, but I don't know, man. I think I'm really like underrating that. I think that could be like my secret top 7 or something instead of top 9. Because like I'm implying that a 59 isn't as good as stuff like 10-2. And you know, I think a 59 would be rated the same level as 7-740. And I think to myself, like, I thought I paced 59 before on that level, but have I really? Like, that was pretty much my best start and my best end on that whole level. It was 46th rank. And after 34-hour grind. The only times I've paced to 59 is when I missed a key point. So, like, I don't know if I can really say I paced it. I know for a fact that skill set wise, even if you were able to mod out the doors, it would be very hard for you both to touch the 60 because of how technical it is. Like, only really LM could go after that time, I feel. And don't get me wrong, 61's probably in both your reaches, but 60 was like a real beast of a game. And then don't even get me started on 6-1. Like, LM was rating 6-1 56 lower than 57 because it took him less time. Like, what sort of response is... Like, what sort of logic is that? Like, he acts like the strat I found, and he did the same on 5-7 to be honest, when I got 41. He acts like the strat I found on... he acts like the strat I found on 6-1 saved over a second. It didn't. Because I got at least 7 or 8 57s with the old strat, which had big mistakes in it. So that long jump was only saving about half the second. It was way harder than the 57, and he rated the 57 as a top 2 when he got it, because it took him 6 hours. And that was back when 9-5 existed. So he rated 57 above 9-5, and he rates 56 below... I think he rated it below 2-4, 34. The time he got in 1 hour, because that makes sense. Like, what? Oh my days. But no, I've rated it as my top 3. Even so I got a mid, because it's just such a hard run. And then, yeah. Hello. But no, oh my god, that take when he used to... Like, he thought when I got 41... No joke, when I got 41 on 5-7, he said that the strat I found saved 3 seconds. So he said that his 40 was as good as his 43, and he rated it top 3. Oh my days. He was glazing that 43 so much, because it was the old route. But like, I had a 43 with the old route back, like, in 2022. And I rated it outside my top 10 when I tied it. Like, it was like, if I look at my top 10 progression, like, it was outside my top 10 until LM literally put it as a global top 5, and I was forced to put it back inside my top 10. And that's why I went for 5-7 41. Got it, and then didn't even rate it in my top 10 when I beat it by 2 seconds. Like, and then LM said it was because I found a strat which was 2 seconds faster. I got 42 with the old strat. And then I literally spent a week with the new strat trying to get 41, and even so the new strat saved about a second, I couldn't get it because it was really difficult. Like, that's why, like, I rated, like, 41 was a hard time to get, way harder than the 43, and he was like, oh, my 43 was better because it used the old route. So it seems like the second was saved. But was the second saved to the... I don't think so. You said it yourself, he had a faster beginning than his 57. So that means that less than the second was saved because of the end. Because he had a faster beginning. I like... That's not the point. Like, the point is you... Like any 364 pipe, like, especially with the ending I got, probably even some 363 boxes could have got 57 or 56 with a good enough ending. But that's not the point. The point is you need so much consistency, because, like, I only had about 3 out of 275 runs get the ending right. Without a single slowdown. It's so tricky. It's another level like 10-6 where you just need hella consistency. Okay, that's a decent start. That's pretty bad. That's even worse. Is this even a 9 pipe? No. Rip. No speed out the pipe? Nope. Yeah, I think 6-156 is like really, really good. I remember Rad said he was trying to tie the 57 at one point. He got 58 pretty quickly. But like, I think that's impressive. Like, you know, I think 58 holds up well. I think the 56 is a very good time. Like, it's definitely my best run. Like, without a doubt. Like, that run is like top 10 level. Like, the best 2 feats I have on this game, you know, I mean, let's be real. Champion Druid 145 is a top 11 if it was rated today, according to the rating system. If Champion Druid 144 didn't exist, and we both had the 145, it would be rated about top 11 at the moment, just above 8-6, and just below 6-235. But yeah, I think that the 368 box I got on 11-6 is slightly better. I think personally that is a you know, I think that is probably a top 10 achievement, maybe 10th. And I think that run I got on 6-1 is probably a top 8 achievement. Actually, yeah, I think, yeah, the run I got on, I can confidently say that if it's 97 tier, and it was a high 97 tier, because like 6-157 is 95 tier, and 6-155 is 100 tier. So the time I got was literally a mid 56. So 1 second below would have been a mid 57. So that's like, yeah, 5-10 minutes. Yeah, the 57 I would have got, like 1 second slow is a mid 57, which would be 96 tier. And 1 second faster would be like a mid 55, which is like probably not even possible, let's be real. Actually, it probably is. But like 101, 102 tier. So that's better parameters than at 1-244. Because 1-244 is 98 tier with 1-245 being 96 and 1-243 being 90, like 101. So yeah, the run I got in 6-1, being a mid, I think is better than a 1-244. So that would put it top 8. So I think that's my best achievement in the game so far. Like that one run. But nah, 368 boxes like was so far ahead of the top. Like their run was so good. Like it's almost like it's not too far off 43 base on 11-6, which I know is at least 101 tier, maybe 102. Cool. Almost done with this. You have a 68, yeah, exactly. It's a difficult level, man. Even for the escalation, I said if I got a 61, it would be like way above 80 tier or something. Pretty sure the 61 is like 85 tier or something ridiculous. Because yeah, the 59 was like a retroactive top 2 when I said it. It was just behind, yeah, I think 6-159 is ever so slightly ahead of 3-356, so it would have been my top 2 to dethrone 3-356. It's crazy that 9-539 is like my best run by 3 tiers, like until I get 1-334, and even that was like a tier below it. It's crazy how far ahead of its time that run was. But it was like a really tough grind to get that 39. But I just remember not wanting to lose it to LM, which is my best level. Can you give me a boost? Nice. Slow. I can't believe I haven't got a single 86 Bible stream. That's kind of funny. But they'll come later in the grind, a bit like with 2-4. Don't think I'm ready for them yet. Just shows that 2-4 is difficult, man. But I did get a few 86s the other day, so I'm surprised I haven't got any this stream. Got a ton of 85s there. I wonder when the sponge is going to come back. The goat. Unveil. 2-130. A 10-second cut from his iconic 40. 4-148 as well. Spongy was insane, bro. 2021. He was going blow for blow with me. We're literally getting like the same times. Probably like my most even rivalry until like you came along. I mean, you're a bit better than me now, but like when you were in like there was a good part of 2023, 2024 where we were like really even. And we took like the same amount of time to get like 9-5, like other levels like that. I mean, I think overall I've still, I don't know, it's quite hard to say. I think, I'm not gonna, Rad, I could be like number 2 in this category. Because he's getting times way quicker than us, but, and to us, he's got a really well-rounded times page as well. So like once he builds up his, like his better times, I mean, you've definitely got the second strongest like top end of the times page at the moment. I've probably got the most consistent, so I've got the most padded out one. And again, like, I'm like pretty good at the tricky levels, I think, still. But yeah, let's just have a look at your times pages. What's your projected times? Again, you got times like 6-168, slowing it down. So you're still projected a 156. Rad's projected a 152. Like, that time will crumble as soon as you, like, improve some of your times. Nobody's posted a time since February the 13th. Interesting. Rad's about to unhoard a bunch of top 5s. Let's go. Right, last 5 minutes of the stream. What level do you want me to play? Because I got my CBA with this now. I made some decent progress though. Of course, I've got a couple of 35s to stream. So 2 35s, so that's a 94 rated time. But do you want me to get a cheeky little like 80 rated time or something before the end of the stream? Just let me know a level, like a good like 80 to 85 rated time. And then end the stream. Crystal, they're going back. Wow. Fuck that. Alright. Oh, what even is an 80 rated time on that level? I mean, I've got to get an untied there at some point. But I have to go into this now because I need a mushroom. So, great pick. Let's get my mushroom and get out of here. Oh no, I forgot this is an unmodded version, so I need to get the doors manually. Give me my mush. Cool. And then we're gonna hard quit this because I need to make sure I save the mushroom as well. This is an annoying grind. So it only took me an hour to get the 49. What even is 11-4's parameters? So currently rated 92. 89 for a 50. 86 for a 51. 83 for a 52 and 80 for that iconic heads will roll 11-53. So I just need to tie that. I should be doable. Can I tie my Heads Will Roll remix video from 2022? Mushroom? Mushroom? Where's it gone? Am I bugging? Why have I not got a mushroom? What? Oh my god, that's ridiculous. I literally thought I... Oh, I might have just zoned out. That makes no sense. Cool, that should now say that I got a mushroom. Sorry, like, what? Okay, it's definitely saved now. Weird. Apparently... no mushroom, I guess? Okay, now I got it. Just need to get a 53 and then I can get up. First try. Oh no, I forgot I had to rebound it off the wall, don't I? Lol. Oh, I'll try to go for the skip, but not quite. Oh no, I'm definitely dead. Yeah, I'm no problem playing this out. No, but like, normally if you quit the level, you still save it, no? Oh no, you have to die, that's why. Okay, yeah. How did I do it? Oh, I know how I did it, I think. That work? Is that faster? Did I even do that on my initial run? Surely this is the fastest way to do it. I can't remember my 49, but it just looks faster. But I take damage, so maybe I should just do the initial strat. Oh no, this is what I did on my 49. Could be slower though. Let's just get a cheeky little 53. Yeah, I need to remember to do that rebound strat with the mushroom. Go for the skip, not quite. Cool, that's enough for 53, I think. I forgot how I tick that platform off normally. Why did I used to do on that? Oh my god, it's not good enough. That's... I can't even get an 80 rated time. That's embarrassing. Wait, what did I do on the 49? Let's have a look quickly. Why does that platform not tick? That was at least a 51 pace or a 50 pace. I can't even remember his edit. Oh no, it was the one where he said, oh, some people complain. No, that edit triggered me. That was just uncalled for. I remember I had a go at him after that edit. I was like, bro, that's just out of pocket. Because he's basically moaning that I complained about 2-3 or something. So that called me out. It was some weird edit. I was like, come on, man. It's a low blow. Oh, okay, so I go up there. I think I was too quick for that. That's probably why I missed it. I didn't think I was I think I was too quick for that cycle. That's what I'm saying. There's so much sandbagging on the 49. Like, because you have to be slow enough to make certain cycles. Alright. Cheeky little 53 time. Okay, that's probably still good enough. Oh, it's because this has moved out of the way now. Nice. So I do need to make that cycle early enough for that to work. I think I can get a 50 quite quickly. Which is what, 89? This could be something I use in a potential escalation bid for sure. Hello? New strat? New strat? Oh, stupid. Why did I do that? Right, let's reload. Oh my days. That was funny.
Super Mario 3D World!
Right, last few attempts and then I'll quit for good. Oh my god, is that stick drift? Nice. Oh my days. Calibrate. Stick drift. Cool. Should be fine then. I quite like my edit for it. But yeah, I wasn't a massive fan of LMs. So you basically just call me out for complaining, which is a bit rude. Okay, I was really slow apparently. This is a bad one. Oh my god, there's no way I did that. Oh, can I actually play? That's the only thing which took me time about this grind. The problem is, like, you can do that skip, which I didn't do on the 49, but if you do that, then the cycle's a bit weird. So I might have to camera manipulate or something dumb. I know, I'll do it when I get here. Because yeah, my level dash 150 edit was literally like glazing LM. Like basically saying how like he... Like we're literally living in the circus and like he's the god of the circus sort of thing. And he does the most unnecessary call out on me I've ever seen. I wasn't even trying to beef him. And he just calls me out. This is so slow. It's probably good enough for 52 still. Let's practice this. It's quite tricky to pull off, to be honest. I think you have to go from here to there. I've done it once, so I know it's possible. I think you have to vector it. I think I could have been it. It's tricky this. Let's try one more time and we'll reset. Nice, apparently I'm that slow. Can't believe I got a 54 on my first complete though, that's actually so funny. I just needed a 53. This should be it. Why am I going for the corner cut? I just... Bro, I was trying to cheat the 49. That was actually probably 50 pace, but... that was so unnecessary. Why did I do that? You don't even need the corner cut for 15. No, for 49. No, for 50, you don't need the corner cut. I think you need the corner cut for 49. It's a fun little level, I haven't done this in a while. I had thought about doing 1-575. Yeah, let's do the weird route again. Oh, what this time though? Oh, come on. It's because I missed that jump. I think that 54 is all you're going to get this stream, lol. Oh my days. 50 should be doable quite easily. I think I have 11-150 rated above 1-577, which is quite a hot take. I would say 77 is probably harder, now I think about it. Right, last proper attempt. Let's just not throw it this time. Immediately throws it. My run button just decided not to work. Nice. I love it when that happens. Okay, what is going on here? Does my run button just not work now? Okay, this is really weird. Yeah, this is just... Okay, now it's working. Nice. Okay, can I not run into a fence? Let's just casually get the 48 today, because why not? Oh my days, that's so bad. Stop running into that guy. Oh my god, I'm trying to avoid him now. Just so unnecessary. Oh, right, that's how I end the stream though. Oh my god, that was like... Whoa. What do I do though? That's the second time I've ever pulled that off. But what do I actually do? Like, I'm too far away from that cycle. Like, that's... Oh, I've got a camera minute that. I'm gonna lab that. That could be my next little... Again, if I get 48, it'll only be like a 95 rated time. It's not gonna be that deep. It's the easiest untied in the game. And that's why, like, that is 47 pace, arguably, or like mid 48 pace, even with the slow start. That was hype. What the hell? Got the skip. Oh, I've got to analyze that. Can't analyze that. What the hell happened there? Right, I'm gonna end the stream. I was just silent after I got that. Oh my, I can't believe I landed that. Alright, cool. See you guys a bit later. That's pretty hype. Couple of little snips to get from this stream, which is fun. Alright, catch you guys later.